everybody. This is Hyla Crane, Executive Director of the Marco Island Center for the Arts, coming to you with some special artful programming. We know that times are hard right now, and we're hoping to bring you something that will feed your soul and provide cheer, because art does that. Today, a very special artist has agreed to speak with us in what is her little corner of the Marco Island Center for the Arts. We are going to have a conversation with renowned artist Emily James. Let's go to her studio. And Emily, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I have a few questions for you that I think people will want to hear about. First off, why do you do what you do? Why art?
Oh, it's in the DNA, and it flows through my whole big body. This is what I'm supposed to do. I've always loved it, and it gets to be more fun every day.
When did you start creating art?
Well, the very first memory was getting my mother to get more paper for me. I mean, I don't know how teeny tiny I was, but I brought my first painting to share. I remember doing this like it was yesterday. I lined some of my sister's dolls up on the floor. I had just gotten an oil painting kit and this canvas, and I painted my sister's dolls.
And how old were you then, Emily?
I was 9 years old when I painted this.
And you just haven't stopped since.
No.
So what's your background or your training? Some people are self-trained, some people have come through art programs. What's your story?
Let's see. I was born doing it, and my parents were good about encouraging classes, and went to college for it.
And where was that? Where did you go to school?
Florida State University.
Which I'm told has the best MFA program in fine arts in the entire state of Florida. Is that the case?
That's the case.
Now, we know about your background. What's integral to your work as an artist? Where do you start when you sit down to begin to create a painting? And we're going to talk about paintings, but I happen to know that you can work in many, many mediums, because I've seen work you've done in clay. You are rather extraordinary in terms of the scope and breadth of your talent. But let's talk about your paintings, because I know you are in your little nook here at the Art Center.
Yes,
and let's see, what is it that starts a piece of art for you?
I need to mention my space here in the Art Center, first of all. This is just my little creative zone that Marco Island Center for the Arts has so specially designated for me to come and play. And I just explore. With every painting I do, I explore something new and different, and it never ceases to be boring. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say that's true. What role does art and the artist have in our society these days?
Oh gosh, art, all forms of art, theater, music, visual arts, just eases your heart, especially times like this. You can lose yourself. Look at a painting on your wall, and you can just go into it, and everything's going to be just fine.
And maybe this is the time that people who have never tried painting or drawing, if they are going to have the time, can take it up, because the act of creating is also very therapeutic and very uplifting for people. Have you seen your practice as an artist change over time?
With every painting, I see it evolve in one direction or another. You can't do the same thing twice, which is a good thing. You're always going in a new direction. I challenge myself. I make a point. Every painting, there's a little something in it that I'm challenging and striving. And I'll share this one if you would like. This is where the space comes in handy. I put the finishing touches on at the gallery, but for large ones like this, a collector liked this large one, but she had a really large space. And she asked me, well, we were trying to figure out a way to make this one larger without just doing a whole nother painting. Like if she moved, she could take this and use the pieces or not. And so I created two pieces to go on either end. This is one end. Just a companion piece. And there's also another one that goes on the other end to make it the full length of what she needed in this space.
Emily, you mentioned that this is a commission, and I know that you have many collectors and people reaching out to you, and not just individuals. Can you tell us about some of your memorable commissioned pieces?
Let's see, okay. Thanks for the hint, Hyla. The Masters Golf commission was a fun, exciting thing to do. I never know who's going to want paintings, and it's always a joy. It's always an excitement to see what's coming next. But the Masters was definitely a highlight. It's something I never tried to get that commission, but it came to me, and I went and sat on the site and painted the beautiful Lehman corner, which was a definite highlight to capture that beauty.
And where is that original painting now? I know that we've seen prints of it, but where does the original one live?
It is where the golf club, Augusta National Golf Club, they have the framed print in there, but they have collectors that collect those pieces. But I said, no, I want this in my family. So our daughter has it at her house.
I did not know that. What art do you most identify with? Again, I think it's a hard question because while there is work that is signature Emily James, I've seen you do very different work, from photography to clay to painting. But is there certain things that you identify with that are subjects that you really like to paint?
Living here in Florida and being from Florida, and bless my husband's heart, he has always allowed me to live on the water, whether it be a surf or a pond or all forms of water. I love my water and I love to capture it. It's just magical for me. And it's also a real challenge to get it in all of its little nuances, reflections and emotions. I'm trying to paint emotions now at the seashore.
I know, again, what are some of the most memorable responses you have had to your work? Somebody comes into your gallery, and Emily has a beautiful gallery up in Naples, right almost across from Naples Art, or across from the restaurant Regina in the little crossway. Can you tell us about a memorable response that somebody has had to your work?
Let's see. I learned an English word. A lady came in from England and said, "I'm just gobsmacked," and I had never heard that word before. I wasn't sure it was good, but she assured me it was good. When I hear compliments, it's overwhelming. It's just truly overwhelming, the response I get, and people appreciate our work. And I get all sorts of people coming in. I mean, teenage boys will come into the gallery just to look at the artwork. Nothing wrong with teenage boys, but I would think they would rather be somewhere else than an art gallery.
Outside of your own artwork, what artists do you look to, or what artwork really, not your own, other artists that have inspired you over time?
I've been asked this before, and I usually just say God because I'm trying to emulate, but put my own spin on it because no one can copy it. For an example, how does the sky go from the warmth near the horizon to the blue sky? It goes from blue to yellow, but you never see any green. So I'm going to ask him that when I get there.
Very good. We are really lucky to have you here at the Art Center, and we have some of your work actually hanging on our wall. Would you be willing to come out and just tell us a little bit about those pieces?
Sure. This one has been one of my more popular scenes. It's called Sunset Scene. And again, it's another study of the sunset. The sun doesn't really show, but you get the effect. You know what the time of day is. And I went through a stage where I put a sandcastle on everything. I just adore a sandcastle. So it has a little one in the corner. And there was probably 20 years ago. This is a artist clay of the painting I did. And I had seen this little girl with a little inner tube on her. It was just so charming. And I showed our son, and he said, "Oh, that's Alice, our granddaughter." It wasn't intentionally painted as Alice. Maybe that's why I like the little girl. So we named it Alice in Wonderland.
Emily, thank you so much for taking some time to be with us today. It's really a treat. And we hope stay safe, stay healthy, and we look forward to seeing you when the Marco Island Center for the Arts reopens.
Thank you.